A week before the wedding, my fiancé spent my surgery expenses. His brother was shocked. Ethan, are you possessed? Just because Chloe wanted that limited edition diamond ring? You spent Grace's surgery expenses? What about her heart condition? Exactly, she got this condition because she took a knife for you. Ethan took a puff from his cigarette, looking nonchalant. It's not a big deal. Her condition can be treated anytime. This diamond ring is limited edition. If we don't get it now, it'll be gone. Didn't she say she'd die for me? I'll see how much she truly loves me. I closed the private room door, tossed the hangover soup, and turned to leave. On the day of the wedding, Ethan blew up my phone. Grace, where the hell are you? Everyone's waiting for the bride. I looked at the wedding ring I had just exchanged. My wedding is already over. That $100,000 for the surgery expenses was something I had painstakingly saved for 3 years. Yet, at Chloe's simple request, Ethan didn't hesitate to buy her the diamond ring. I stood outside the private room, clutching my almost shattered heart. Ethan's good friend David spoke up. Ethan, I think you should tell Grace about this. $100,000 is no small sum, it's life-saving money. Ethan frowned. Why are you being so overly cautious? The money is mine to manage, I can use it however I want. Is there any need to report to her? Besides, don't I know Grace's body? She's not that fragile. She's fine 3 times a night. If she were going to die, she would have already. But didn't she schedule surgery? What if you can't pay then? Ethan seemed annoyed. It's just surgery expenses. I'll earn it back for her later. She loves me enough to die for me. Don't forget, that scar on her heart is there because of me. If I told her to sell herself right now, she'd agree without a second thought. A little money is nothing. Everyone present applauded, praising his skill in handling his partner. Ethan, you're amazing. I get it, Ethan. After all, it's for Chloe, the belle of the club. It's only right to put in some effort. Ethan and Chloe were quite a fond memory back then, but now, they can rekindle an old flame. Ethan put down his bottle, his expression serious. Don't any of you go teasing Grace about this. If she gets mad at me because of it, will you guys help me smooth things over? Everyone cheered. How could we? Chloe belongs to Ethan, and Grace does too. Suddenly, Ethan's phone screen lit up. It showed an incoming call from Chloe. The people around burst into laughter. It's your wife. Ethan curved his lips into a satisfied smile, not denying it. Keep your voices down. She's timid, don't scare her. Everyone immediately understood and fell silent. The call connected, and Chloe's cheerful voice came through. Baby, did you really buy me that $100,000 diamond ring? I heard it's really hard to get. Ethan smiled. It wasn't that hard to get. You'll receive it soon. Wow, thank you, baby. Nobody else has it but me. You worked so hard, baby, it's no trouble for you, and it wasn't expensive, just $100,000. My baby is the best. Tonight I'll reward you by wearing your favorite sailor outfit. The call ended, and the people laughed suggestively. Congratulations, Ethan. Tonight will be a beautiful night again. Ethan, you're giving Chloe a diamond ring. Are you going to propose? What about Grace? Ethan lit a cigarette, exhaled a puff of smoke, and said nonchalantly, Grace lives a rough life. She doesn't deserve these things. But is different. She's been pampered since childhood, and it's not easy for her to make her way alone now. No matter how good I am to her, it never feels like enough. Standing outside the door, I found it hard to breathe. I gave all my salary to Ethan without reserve, and he would give me living expenses each month, calling it building a loving home. One day, after returning from a hospital checkup, I bought a $300 lipstick for my pale self. When found out, he flew into a rage. $300 is enough for so many household expenses. How can you be so careless with money, so bad at managing a household? He dragged me back to return it and bought me a lip balm at the supermarket instead. It turned out he didn't think it was too expensive, he just thought I didn't deserve it. Chapter 2. I walked down the street in a daze. When he pursued me, he said he'd be good to me for life. I never expected his life would only last 4 short years. 3 years ago, he was ambushed by thugs. Without a second thought, I shielded him from a knife. The wound pierced my heart, and I lay in the ICU for a month. When I woke up, he cried and told me that if I hadn't made it, he would have ended his life for me. I cried until I couldn't breathe, my heart aching so much I curled up on the floor. Kind passersby took me to the hospital. The doctor advised me not to get too emotional and to stay for observation overnight. After recovering a little, I received a call from Ethan. Honey, have you been taking your medicine at home? The wedding will be a bit tiring, so you need to rest up and be the most beautiful bride. The long-lost tenderness made my eyes sting. Ever since I'd argued with him multiple times about Chloe, he rarely spoke to me gently anymore. As I was telling him I was at the hospital, I heard him say, "A good friend of mine is having a birthday, so I won't be home tonight." Before I could reply, the call was disconnected. I let out a self-deprecating laugh. I opened WhatsApp and saw that Ethan had posted on his social media. It was a picture of intertwined fingers, a dazzling blue diamond on the woman's hand. The caption read, "After countless challenges, congratulate us." The comments section, filled with mutual friends, exploded. "Oh my god, that diamond ring is blinding. Ethan really went all out to marry Gra. See? Just by looking at their hands, you can tell Ethan and his wife are a perfect match." Ethan didn't clarify any of these misleading comments. I didn't know if he forgot or intentionally didn't block me. He probably thought I could never leave him, so he didn't care that he'd used my surgery expenses or about his repeated flirtations with Chloe. I suddenly felt exhausted and wanted to let go. "What's wrong? Has your condition worsened?" My attending physician, Matthew, rushed over. "I'm on duty today. A colleague said you were back at the hospital. Are you feeling unwell? Why are you alone?" Faced with his sudden concern, I felt at a loss. An outsider could see my fragility, yet my fiancé, in name only, found even asking me a single question too much trouble. I stayed in the hospital until the next day, and Matthew took time out of his schedule to look after me. When I was discharged, the sky was pouring rain. After a whole night, my phone battery was almost dead, yet I hadn't received a single message. I called Ethan, "Can you pick me up? I'm at." Ethan impatiently cut me off, "I'm busy making money all day. Can't you be a little more self-sufficient? Don't bother me with trivial matters like this." He hung up, and his phone went dead. I braved the rain to catch a bus. On the bus, I saw people kissing under an umbrella in Central Park. Those people were Ethan, who claimed to be busy, and Chloe. I placed my hand on my heart, which seemed numb with pain, devoid of feeling. I don't know how I got home. When I entered the house, I found Ethan already there. "Why aren't you cooking? What are you running around for all day? Why are you drenched like this?" "I came back from the hospital." Ethan paused, looking uncomfortable. "What were you doing at the hospital?" I stayed silent, not answering. "Why keep spending money at the hospital? You bought so much medicine, just take your pills, can't you?" I looked up at him coldly. Ethan frowned. "Why are you looking at me like that? You're not mad that I didn't pick you up, are you? What's the big deal? Would it kill you to take a rideshare? Why are you deliberately making yourself look like a drowned rat? Are you trying to guilt-trip me?" I calmly looked at him and said, "The doctor said if I don't have surgery soon, I'll die." Ethan nervously averted his gaze. "It's not that serious. 3 years have passed, and you're still perfectly fine, aren't you? Besides, it's not like I'm not letting you have the surgery. Didn't we agree to do it after we got married?" I was about to ask him how I was supposed to afford it. He suddenly became angry and raised his voice. "You're always bringing up your illness. Fine, I owe you, okay? I already said I'd marry you. Do you have to keep bringing this up all the time? Is it going to take me giving you my life for you to finally let it go?" My eyes widened. So, he thought I was constantly holding my sacrifice over his head. He was only willing to marry me because I took a knife for him? "Transfer my surgery expenses to me. Scheduling the surgery requires advance payment." Ethan froze, and it took him a while to speak. "Advance payment? What are you talking about? I don't know anything about that." "Never mind that, just transfer it to me." Ethan suddenly flared up, like a cat whose tail had been stepped on. "You're suddenly asking me for money? Are you mistrusting me? What have your girlfriends been telling you? We put our money together with me so you wouldn't spend it recklessly, for our home. Your girlfriends all have bad intentions." This was my last chance for him. After hearing his evasive answer, a strange calm settled over me. I pointed to the corner of his mouth. "Your lipstick isn't wiped clean." Ethan raised his hand to wipe it, then froze. I smiled faintly. "The diamond ring on her hand is very dazzling, it suits her." His eyes looked shifty, and his lips trembled a few times before he spoke. "Grace, are you crazy? You re-following me, weren't you? I just lost a game of truth or dare. Besides, she's not complaining, you're just small-minded." No sooner had he finished speaking than his phone rang with Chloe's custom ringtone. He quickly answered, and Chloe's crying voice came through from the other end. "Ethan, I slipped and fell. Can you take me to the hospital?" "Don't worry, I'll be right there." He hung up the phone, grabbed his jacket, and headed for the door. He remembered something and looked back at me. "Stay home and reflect. If you behave well, I'll take you to buy the bridal jewelry set tomorrow. If you dare to follow me again, then this wedding is off." A loud slam of the door followed. The empty room was left with only me, but her voice still echoed in my mind. Abandoning me was as easy as throwing away trash. How could I only realize this now? He stopped loving me a long time ago. Chapter 3. At the jewelry store, the staff enthusiastically promoted items to us after learning we were buying the bridal jewelry set for our wedding. Ethan chatted on WhatsApp, occasionally glancing around. He frowned. "Does this junk really weigh 100 grams? He scoffed. "There's no need to buy anything so heavy. You just wear it for the wedding, it's ostentatious and useless. A total of 10 grams for the bridal jewelry set should be enough. We don't need a separate wedding ring, do we? The gold ring from the bridal jewelry set is fine, gold is a good investment." The sales assistant's smile froze, and she looked at him with a hint of disdain. Ethan felt embarrassed and nudged me with his elbow. "Go on, pick something yourself. See if you don't like these styles." I said nothing. He shot me an annoyed glance, then explained to the sales assistant, "She doesn't usually wear jewelry, and when she buys it, she tends to lose it. And I've saved all my money to treat her illness. Now, to marry her, I've spent more than half of my family's savings." Hearing this, the sales assistant was immediately touched and praised him for not abandoning me, despite my serious condition. Suddenly, a clear female voice called out, "Ethan? I thought I was mistaken, but it really is you." Chloe walked in, dressed in designer clothes. Ethan's eyes lit up when he saw her. "What are you doing here?" "I was just shopping nearby." "Are you buying gold jewelry?" She scanned the display. "Too bad I don't like wearing gold jewelry, it's so tacky, only older people like it. This style looks quite nice, though." She casually pointed to an 80-gram gold necklace. After the sales assistant took it out for her to try on, she was instantly captivated. "This one suits me so well." Ethan chimed in, "It looks great, buy it." Chloe glanced at me and said, feigning reluctance, "Oh, wouldn't that be inappropriate?" Ethan seemed to suddenly remember I was there. "Grace, how about we just get this necklace? It'll look good on you at the wedding. Then, during the week, Chloe can wear it for fun. You don't usually wear jewelry anyway, you can just wear it for the wedding." Chloe, overjoyed, stepped forward and grabbed my arm. "Wow, really? Thank you, Grace." I calmly pulled my hand away. "Whatever you decide is fine." Ethan waved his hand, paid for it, then looked at me apologetically. "Grace, this necklace went over budget. We won't buy the bracelet and ring, and the wedding ring can be a silver one instead, okay?" I nodded non-committally. Ethan made an excuse about having something to do and left with Chloe. The day before the wedding, I received a call from the bridal shop. "Ms. Grace, your wedding dress has been delivered to the hotel early." I frowned. The wedding was tomorrow, it shouldn't be delivered today. Rushing to the hotel, I found Chloe, wearing what should have been my wedding dress, having a mock wedding with Ethan. After they kissed on stage, Ethan cried as he confessed, "I'm sorry, Chloe. I can't give you a proper title in this life, but if you're my wife even for a day, why, I'll die without regrets." Chloe gazed back at him lovingly. "Today, you are my husband and mine alone." Their friends cheered enthusiastically from below the stage. After seeing this, I turned around without hesitation. "Since you two are so enamored with each other, I'll grant you your wish." Chapter 4. Ethan was unreachable all day. But social media posts documented the beauty of their one-day marriage. Cooking together, going to the amusement park together, taking a bath together. The next day, I put on a pristine white wedding dress. It wasn't the one Ethan had rented for $500. When I opened the curtain, everyone present was stunned. My makeup was done, and as I was about to make my entrance, Ethan called. "Grace, I have an urgent matter here, I might be a little late. Ask the officiant to stall for some time." I calmly replied, "Okay." Ethan was surprised I was so agreeable. "You're not sulking, are you? No, you just take care of your business." After I hung up, I knew Ethan must have found me strange. On such an auspicious day, he probably expected me to be happy. He might have felt a faint unease, as if something was being pulled away from him. A pair of arms wrapped around him from behind. "Ethan, forgive my selfishness. I just wanted you to be my husband for a little longer, hoping this day could stretch on and on." Ethan turned and kissed Chloe, casting all his doubts aside, his mind now filled with desire. Meanwhile, at the wedding venue, when the appointed time arrived, only a lonely officiant stood on stage. Neither the groom nor the bride had arrived. When rushed in with Chloe, seeing the scene, his heart skipped a beat. The officiant slapped his thigh. "The bride and groom are finally here." Then he invited them both onto the stage. Chloe excitedly clung to Ethan's arm, but he ruthlessly pushed her away. She's not the one. Where's Grace? Where is she? He pulled out his phone and made call after call. Finally, one connected. Gr. Ace, do you have any sense of time? Everyone here is waiting for you, the bride. I looked at the wedding ring I had just exchanged, and at the man toasting in the distance. My wedding is already over. Ethan, on the other end of the line, was stunned. What? Grace, what kind of joke is this? I, the groom, haven't even arrived. How can the wedding be over? Who said you were the groom? Ethan's heart pounded wildly. He asked, disbelieving, what do you mean? Stop messing around. You're definitely angry because I was late, right? If you're angry, just tell me. Hurry up and come. Don't throw a tantrum on such an important day, or you'll be the one embarrassed. Did you tell me when you used my surgery expenses? Ethan's breath hitched, and his hand trembled uncontrollably. You. How did you know? A friend introduced me to an investment. I was thinking that treating your illness would cost money, so I wanted to earn more. It was all for you. I cut him off. Stop making up stories. I know everything. Return the money within 3 days, and we can part ways amicably. Grace, are you crazy? Can't we discuss this properly after the wedding, at home? You're settling accounts with me at this crucial moment? Ethan, don't you understand? I'm married, and you're not the groom. I hung up directly. There was nothing left to say to him. I blocked all his contact information. Ethan tried calling back, but it showed I was on another call. He sent a message, but it showed I had blocked him. I knew a sudden panic must have seized him. It was over, truly over. He finally understood, I didn't want him anymore. Ethan's parents anxiously walked over and asked, Son, why isn't Grace here yet? Ethan stood rooted to the spot, looking utterly lost, unable to utter a single word. David, who seemed to know everything, patted his shoulder. I warned you not to mess things up, but you wouldn't listen. Spending her surgery expenses was truly going too far. In the end, you lost why? Our bride. No wonder I saw a man taking such meticulous care of her at the hospital a couple of days ago. It looks like she had a backup plan all along. Ethan's parents were so furious they almost blacked out. They poked his head. Look at you. We've already collected the gift money. Aren't you going to bring her back quickly? Ethan awoke as if from a dream. Yes, I need to find her. He grabbed Chloe's wrist. You're coming with me. Chloe was startled by him. Ethan, you're hurting me. Why are you still looking for that fickle woman? She doesn't want you, but I do. Ethan yelled at her, my only bride can be Grace. You have to come with me now. You're going to apologize to her and explain that you're the one who seduced me. Chapter 5. I rubbed my aching neck. The man walked over and gently adjusted the phoenix crown on my head, the heavy gold necklace around my neck, and the bracelet on my wrist. I looked at him. Yesterday I said to buy less. These gold jewelry pieces are so heavy and expensive. Matthew smiled, leaned down, and gently ruffled my hair. They're not expensive. For you, it's all worth it. My heart swelled. Ethan begrudged buying me even 10 grams of gold, yet he could buy Chloe 80 grams without batting an eye. When found out, he bought all the jewelry I had looked at. It was probably about 6 pounds. After leaving Ethan, I realized that I deserved to be cherished by someone else. Matthew had always been my attending physician. I always went to my appointments alone, so he thought I didn't have a boyfriend. He started pursuing me last year, saying he wanted to marry me. When he learned I was about to marry my boyfriend, he said he would always protect me from where I could see him. After my heart died for Ethan, I defiantly asked Matthew if he was still willing to marry me. To my surprise, he was overjoyed. Fearing I would change my mind, he arranged the wedding in the shortest possible time. This hasty wedding was more sincere than the one he then had supposedly prepared for 3 years. I thanked him sincerely. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a ray of light during my darkest period. Matthew gently pinched my cheek. Why are you thanking your husband? I shyly looked at him, then paused, noticing the lucky pendant on his neck. This. How did you get this? I immediately recognized it as one I wore when I was a child, but I had given it to the boy next door. I excitedly asked, Are you Matt? Matthew looked slightly hurt. I thought you'd never remember me. He pulled me into his arms. When we were kids, you used to pester me, saying you'd be my bride. Luckily, you are my bride in the end. I didn't miss you. My eyes welled up. The person I thought I'd never see again was right in front of me. He gently comforted me. Silly girl, don't cry. I'll protect you from now on and won't let you slip away from me again. Chapter 6. Ethan found me the day after my wedding leave ended. I was standing outside my office, waiting for Matthew to pick me up and take me home. Ethan darted out from the side, his eyes bloodshot, like a trapped beast. Grace, are you really leaving me? Just for that little bit of money? That little bit of money? Do you know I saved that for 3 years? Do you know that was my surgery expenses? My salary was only 7,000, and to earn more, I worked at a street stall after work every day and tutored on weekends. For 3 years, I hadn't bought any makeup, and only a few new clothes. And he dismissively called it that little bit of money. He didn't understand, and he didn't care at all. Ethan took 2 steps forward and grabbed my hand. It's not like I'm not going to return your money. Come back with me, and I'll let this slide. I struggled to break free, but it was futile. The next second, Ethan was forcefully pushed away by Matthew. Honey, are you all right? I shook my head. Matthew, seeing I was unharmed, breathed a sigh of relief. Ethan stared at us in disbelief. Fine. Grace, you're with this man now? You betrayed me a long time ago, didn't you? I laughed in disbelief. Everyone else in the world was wrong, only he was right. He never looked for the cause within himself. You're talking about betrayal to me? Didn't you have a mock wedding with Chloe? How have I betrayed you? Ethan scrambled up from the ground, his face paling at my words. There's nothing between us. It was just a mock wedding to fulfill her birthday wish of being a bride. In the 4 years we'd been together, he had never once given me a birthday present, let alone fulfilled any birthday wishes. Whatever. Ethan suddenly smiled, as if something had occurred to him. He wore an expression of being in control. Grace, you're just jealous, aren't you? You deliberately found some pretty boy to make me angry, didn't you? Watch your mouth. He's my husband, and we've known each other for 17 years. Ethan's smile froze. Impossible. You wouldn't do this to me. You can only be my wife. I looked at him coldly. You want a wife who will simply swallow her anger, live frugally, and watch her husband shower the other woman with gold and jewels. The husband I want is someone who respects me, cares for me, and puts me first in everything, not someone like you. Since it had come to this, I might as well lay everything bare. Not a husband like you, who was hugging another woman and singing karaoke on our anniversary. Not a husband like you, who abandoned me when my heart ached so much I couldn't stand, just because of a phone call from someone else. Not a husband like you, who never spent a penny on me, who lived off my money, yet gave his salary card to another woman. Ethan stood dumbfounded after hearing this. I guessed he didn't even remember all the hurtful things he'd done to me. He tried to make excuses, but his mouth felt powerless. But you never told me. How was I supposed to know what you wanted? Didn't I say enough? When I first discovered low in his life, I argued, I cried, I was heartbroken. What did I get in return? I was paranoid, I was making a scene, I was unreasonable, I was crazy. 4 years of a relationship. Someone with a heart doesn't need to be taught, someone without a heart can never be taught. I pointed to the scar on my chest. You know best how I got this injury. He looked confused. It's my fault you got hurt, but what does that have to do with you betraying me? I scoffed. He really had forgotten everything. Just go. I have nothing more to say to you. Ethan still wanted to say something, but Chloe in the car couldn't sit still any longer. She got out of the car and hugged Ethan's arm, pouting. Ethan, how much longer will you be? If a woman is disobedient, just ignore her for a couple of days. You're just too soft on her. I seized the opportunity to pull Matthew into the car, and we drove away. Ethan impatiently shook off Chloe's hand and watched our figures gradually disappear into the distance. He must have suddenly remembered why the thugs attacked him. It was all because of Chloe. In the first year Ethan and I were dating, he met Chloe at the club and saw several thugs harassing her. He played the hero, drove the thugs away, but they held a grudge against him. One night, Ethan was cornered in an alley and beaten. Someone pulled out a dagger, intending to attack him, just as I, bringing him hangover soup, stumbled upon the scene. Without a second thought, I rushed forward to shield him. The injury ultimately pierced my heart, and the doctors said it was a miracle I survived. Ethan cried and swore he would be good to me for the rest of his life. At first, he brought me tea and water, tending to my needs. But later, as my body suffered too many after effects and I often writhed on the ground in pain, he grew impatient. Stop pretending. Pregnant women have C-sections and get cut too, but they don't act like they're dying like you. Chloe almost set the kitchen on fire. I need to go check on her. He would leave and be gone the entire night. Eventually, he didn't remember my hospital checkup dates and didn't even recognize my attending physician. Ethan must have remembered everything and was likely heartbroken. That scar was never a tool to demand gratitude, it was proof of his infidelity. When returned to his empty home, the motion sensor night light on the entrance cabinet suddenly flickered, then after a few blinks, the entire room plunged into darkness. I had placed that small light by the door because he always came home late. I wanted him to know that no matter how late, there would always be a light left on for him. Now that I was gone, the light that had shone for 3 years was broken too. In the dark room, I imagined him whimpering, "Grace." Chapter 7. For several days in a row, I spotted Ethan outside my office, but picked me up and dropped me off for work every day, so Ethan had no opportunity to approach me. Until one afternoon, when I was out on assignment. Ethan rushed out from the side and stood in front of me. I turned to leave, but he grabbed me. "Grace, don't go. Please, let me finish what I have to say." He dropped to his knees in front of me with a thud. "I'm sorry, Grace. I know I've done so many things to hurt you. To you, I must seem like an animal, but I genuinely love you. All these years we've been together, my affection for you is real. I truly can't bear to lose you. You can hit me, you can curse me, but please, can you give me one more chance? This time, I promise I'll treat you well." As he finished speaking, he opened a box in his hand, revealing a dazzling diamond ring inside. I found it utterly ironic. I didn't get it when I wanted it. Now that I didn't want it, it was suddenly presented to me. I looked down at him. "Ethan, do you remember what I said when you proposed to me?" Ethan thought for a moment, then, looking guilty, said, "You said you only wished for one lifetime, one partner. Then what more is there to say between us?" Ethan, making a mistake, saying sorry, kneeling, and begging for forgiveness doesn't erase all the harm done. He looked at me with eyes full of grievance, his eyelashes trembling, tears falling one by one. "Grace, we've been together for 4 years. How can you be so heartless and just cut me off?" He almost roared, "What will it take for you to forgive me? Not in this lifetime. If you bother me again, I'll call the police." I turned and walked away without hesitation, leaving him kneeling in the desolate autumn wind. That evening, Matthew and I went to a restaurant for a candlelight dinner. Matthew brushed a strand of hair from my cheek, then leaned in and naturally kissed my cheek. My face instantly turned crimson. I shyly pinched his waist. In public. I looked up and saw Ethan's eyes, burning with jealousy, outside the window. It sent a chill down my spine. That night, I received a call from an unknown number. It was Ethan. He aggressively demanded, "Grace, how dare you be so intimate with another man? Do you think I'm dead? I'm giving you one last chance. Come back to me, and I can forgive everything. Otherwise." I lowered my voice. "Otherwise what? Do you have the right to tell me what to do? Otherwise, I won't return your money, and you'll never have the funds for surgery." And my surgery was scheduled for the end of the month. I gritted my teeth. "Ethan, are you threatening me? I thought you were just unfaithful, but I never realized you were even more disgusting than I imagined. I regret ever being in a relationship with trash like you." I angrily hung up. Matthew sat beside me and soothingly patted my back. "Don't be angry, don't be angry." After I calmed down, I immediately called the police and submitted the call recording as evidence. Since there was no substantial harm, it was classified as a domestic dispute. He was simply lectured and then released. After he was released from the police station, he received a court summons. He must have been heartbroken. He truly understood then that I was completely cutting ties with him, and it wasn't just out of spite. He didn't want to deal with a lawsuit, so to pay back the money, he went to the club to find Chloe. I imagined him seeing her surrounded by her club friends. "Wow, Chloe, is that necklace a ruby? Is that the $10 million necklace Mr. Liu bought at the auction? It's stunning. I'm so jealous. A CEO, and your first love, both willing to spend so much money on you." Chloe said smugly, "Don't mention that useless guy. He just talks about loving me, but he only gives me cheap stuff." She casually pulled out the gold necklace Ethan had given her from her bag and tossed it to them. "Here, play with these. I don't even like this kind of stuff." She watched proudly as they scrambled for it. "Chloe, what are you doing?" Chapter 8. Ethan watched all of this, consumed by rage, as the group of women scattered like frightened birds. Chloe's body stiffened, then she smiled at him. "Baby, why are you here in the middle of the day?" Ethan was so enraged, his blood felt like it was rushing backward. He realized this woman had been after his money all along. She had been treating him like an ATM. "If I hadn't come, how would I have witnessed your true colors? It's bad enough you treated me as a backup, but to also trash the gifts I gave you like this." He grabbed her hair and slapped her hard across the face. "Didn't I give you all that money so you wouldn't have to entertain clients?" Chloe's face was turned to the side from the blow. She looked at him in disbelief. You actually dared to hit me? Yes, I hit you. Didn't you promise you'd only pour drinks and not entertain clients? And I even introduced you to my office leader. She slapped him back. Who are you to hit me? You don't actually think that $5,000 you give me every month is a lot, do you? It's not even enough for one meal. If I really relied on you to provide for me, I would have starved to death long ago. Speaking of which, I should thank you for introducing me to Mr. Liu. He's much more generous than you. Ethan's eyes widened. He grabbed Chloe by the throat. You're sleeping with my boss? I poured my heart out to you, you slut. Give me back all the money you got from me, and the diamond ring and necklace I gave you. Chloe's eyes rolled back as she was choked. I was wrong. Wrong, I'll return it, I'll return it. Ethan released her. She scrambled to a safe distance, then grabbed a bottle for defense. I don't know, cough, cough, what you ever gave me. Try to get it back from me. Ethan's eyes were bloodshot with rage. You bitch. He stepped forward, only for Chloe to repeatedly smash a bottle over his head. Blood streamed down his head, and his gaze turned even darker and more menacing. He lunged, pinning Chloe to the ground, and picked up the bottle to hit her head. You bitch, how dare you treat me like this? How dare you betray my true feelings? As he beat her, he began to think fondly of my kindness. I didn't care for money or status, I was genuinely devoted to him, a good woman willing to build a life with him. But all of that had been destroyed by this wretched woman in front of him. It's all your fault. If you hadn't seduced me, would Grace have married someone else? Chloe struggled weakly. You men always blame others and make yourselves look good. Die. She desperately plunged the glass shards in her hand into his neck. Ethan, who was on top of her, stopped moving. He collapsed heavily beside her. Soon, police sirens wailed, and an ambulance arrived later to take both of them away. As was wheeled into the emergency room, he felt the blood draining from his body. Yet, what he thought was, is this what it feels like to be stabbed? Did feel this much pain back then. Ultimately, Ethan's life was saved, but he was left paralyzed, destined to spend the rest of his life in a wheelchair. He also incurred $100,000 in debt. As for Chloe, she suffered a skull fracture and her face was disfigured, with half of it ruined. The wealthy patrons she had previously relied on all abandoned her. Later, Ethan sued her to recover his property, leaving her completely destitute. She had previously developed habits of making quick money and spending lavishly. Eventually, she was reduced to begging on the streets. I didn't know any of this, because after my surgery, Matthew accompanied me abroad to recuperate. One day, $100,000 transfer appeared in my account. A happy smile played on my lips. Matthew leaned closer and asked, "What are you thinking about, honey, looking so happy?" I put away my phone and stretched. Nothing much, just thinking how perfect the sunshine is today. My life now is also wonderful. I truly love it. Thank you for watching today's story. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments section, so feel free to share your opinions. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories. See you next time.